All right, real quick, man. I just want to go put some thoughts out on here. Yeah, let's get some thoughts out here, bro. Cause again, I don't honestly some of the same goofy shit. Some of the same goofy shit, and then I'm really deciding what I want to talk about here. I just put the camera on because I want to rant a little bit. But let's talk Knicks. Let's talk Knicks because other channels will sit there and of course what's going on. It's the off season. Training camps are ramping up in this and the third. I want to talk Knick business because we got a situation where it looks like Deuce McBride, and shout out to Deuce. I'm a big Deuce fan. I really hope he stays a Knick in a way, but this. I'm a Knick fan, bro. This is the front of the jersey. I don't stay loyal to anybody. Anybody can go. And we got one of my favorite low key players in Malcolm Brogdon. And it seems like the Knicks are gonna really like know that they had a steal getting this guy for a training camp invite contract and giving him the opportunity to earn his deal. Well, as we say, Knicks have a bunch of young players on the roster, and Malcolm Brogdon is trying to play his way back in. Talking about a guy that made $20 million last year. He's that type of player. Was Sixth Man of the Year 2 years ago, right? I believe Jordan Clarkson was Sixth Man of the Year in 2021. Gotta go look. It might have been the 2020 season, whatever it was. Either way, it was recent. So the Knicks got two former six men on their roster. McBride is a guy, that we could get value for. And if we get value for him, I say make the deal. If a team is ready to start McBride, I say you shoot for a first round pick, late first round, heavily protected, whatever it is. Shoot for a first round pick. You give him and Dadier, you're talking about a guy that has first round pick value, starting level player on certain teams. Do that. The Knicks have a bevy of talent coming into training camp. Again, Alex Len. I was talking to my boy JB earlier. Alex Len, I laughed when the Lakers got Alex Len as they got some great find. But then when the Knicks get Alex Len, well, see, we don't need Alex Len to step into a rotation spot. We need Alex Len to hold down a roster spot just in case we have any injury issues. Well, we need that extra big man. That's the difference. Okay, so when it comes to Diawara, like I said on the show last night, the Knicks are sitting pretty right now, man. The Knicks are showing you, look, people really think that the Knicks have to make this major fucking splash. No, we don't. Knicks don't have to make a major splash. We have what we have set in place. I think the Knicks have the best starting five in the league. Say what you want. I would be a little bit more happy if we went Mitch Towns because I think there's an opportunity to place. Mitch can play a variety of. He showed that he can guard a variety of positions, and having Towns, like, you can always put Mitch on a better 4-5 matchup, regardless of who we're playing. You also can pivot guys in. You can pivot Josh Hart in early. You can guard against foul trouble. So that's the next thing. Having guys like Lynn, Thomas Bryant coming in on, trying to compete for roster spots. So at this point, if we can move some of the young guys again, Dadier, I think they took Dadier because they had to take a player last year. Dadier probably has potential to be something nice. It's not going to be realized on this next roster. We're trying to win a championship. So that's why I'll be amenable to trading him. And if you package it up with Deuce, you can get a first round pick, second round pick, a bevy of draft capital. You're pretty much kicking the can on. So when you throw in Malcolm Brogdon into Deuce's role, provided that Malcolm Brogdon is ready to be healthy, you still got Landry Shamet. You still got Jordan Clarkson. You probably would keep Tyler Kolek. Guys that you can throw in to that backup guard spot. Of course, losing a Deuce would hurt, but you got to think what you're gaining. Sometimes, you got to think what you're gaining. And again, you're using things that you can use down the road. Plus, remember, if you get picks, then you could trade that pick later if you do need to need to make another big splash. But the Knicks are sitting pretty. There's no wasted movement here. There's no wasted roster spot. We at the point we have too much talent. It's white people problems, bro. You know what I'm saying? So again, now optimistic Knicks fan. I did my my Atlantic Division Eastern Conference preview last night. I got the Knicks as the class of the division, the class of the conference. Y'all gonna see it, man. Y'all gonna see it. I can't wait to start playing. Can't wait to see what Mike Brown is implementing. Already looking like we're doing an 11 man, 12 man, 10, 11 man rotation. So right off the bat, guys are don't get too comfortable. Don't get used to playing 30, 35, 40 minutes like you did on the Tibbs. And be ready to still be productive in your minutes. And that's the deal. Again, having a Malcolm Brogdon as a luxury is a flex. Having a Jordan Clarkson is a flex. Jordan Clarkson ain't playing well. Guess what? Malcolm Brogdon can play up in the spot if he's healthy. Yeah, a lot of guys got health issues over the year, but see, you're not putting them in positions where they're counted on. And if they've been healing and convalescing the way they need to, guess what? They're in prime position, and they won't be relied on for heavy minutes. They won't be relied on like that. Michael Brogdon is a really talented triple double threat every night. Yet his issue is, he gets hurt all the time. Okay, well, you also got Josh Hart. There's so many ways. There's so many buttons to push out there, man. So, yeah. Rather than talk about that old stuff that they talking about on these other channels, man, I'm gonna just drop a Nick post. As I said, nobody wants to get crazy about the Malcolm Brogdon. I'm gonna get crazy because it shows you how many teams can have a Malcolm Brogdon be the last man on their roster fighting for a spot. There's a reason. So, hey, we wanted Ben Simmons in a row. I'll take Brogdon because he can shoot. He can shoot, defend. He can do a lot of things. Only thing he's not 6'9" like Simmons. That's the only really reason why I wanted him. Because you could throw him into a forward role. You could play him everywhere from the 1 to the 4. And stimulate the offense. So offensively, we're good. I want to get this defense down. And again, I hate to see a guy like Dusko because he is a guy who can take out a guard. But it might be better to let him flourish off on a bad team somewhere. He can flourish on a bad team and get paid. We're at the point where he's gonna probably opt out that last year of his deal. Where he's on a team-friendly deal, $3.7 million or something like that. He's worth about 15 to 20. So we're probably not going to re-sign him. And at this point, if you're not going to re-sign him, you're probably going to try to use him to win a championship. But if you're not going to re-sign him, and then you got a guy like Brogdon who can step into his role, make the move. Make the move. So. Yeah, I'm going to end it on that. Let's go Knicks. Peace.